Hi again, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to read again on Joe Manchin. I'm trying to figure out, is he bought and paid for? Is he compromised somehow? Because he's certainly acting like a Republican rather than a Democrat. And he and Kirsten Sinema could definitely mess things up. So, well, I can't say anything more other than I'm just going to explore. Let's go on an adventure with the cards. I'm not sure which systems I'm going to use until I start. Most likely I'll start with the tarot though. Okay, let me drop the camera down. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this deck here. It's a tarot deck. It's a little darker than the traditional tarot, so just to see, because the last time I checked in, well, the only reading I've ever done on Joe Manchin, well, my conclusion, you can go back and watch that if you want. It's helpful, it's useful for learning, but I can save you some time if you don't want to rewatch it, because basically what I remember coming to the conclusion, so I'm focusing on Joe Manchin now while I also tell you what I remember from that last reading, was that he was power tripping, and that I got clearly that as a child, just like Donald Trump, although Donald Trump is probably way more, much more, psychopathic, and dark, but with both of them, they didn't get their real need met to be seen and heard and understood. So with Joe Manchin, I feel like now it's on display, full display. So what is going on with him? What is the truth? Has he been bought and paid for? And I'm pretty sure I'll use the Kipper as well. So let's see though first. And I remember also in that last reading too that it ended with a question about his health. Because I remember I had what stuck in my mind, because I rewatched it recently, that there was like the tree and the anchor at the end, and then there was the which there was a cat that mirrored the tree. It went like the cat was over here and tree was over here, and then there was an anchor too in there. So sometimes the tree and the anchor can be a problem when it comes to health. And then the tower was like mirroring the anchor. So that made me wonder, like, what is he? Is he there to stay for a while? Will he get reelected again? But anyway, let's see what's really going on. And then, of course, I can always look at his future, too. What is really going on with Joe Manchin? The universe reversed, so it's the world reversed, same thing. Ace of Cups, that's quite interesting. Yeah, there's still the power tripping. So he's on, what's happening with the Ace of Cups being the theme, this is just like I just said, he didn't get his real needs, his emotional needs as a little one to be seen and heard and understood. Whoever his parents were, or whatever his childhood was like, the theme for him, the most painful part of it was that they didn't listen to him, didn't look at him, didn't want him to be, making any noise, probably put him down. So emotionally, he's holding on. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on to your power, holding on to the only thing that you have. So, of course, he probably growing up thought, okay, I'll show you. I'll go be somehow, famous. And he got into politics. Now with the universe, the world card reversed, he's deep down inside feeling empty. And this is a, big old disharmony in his soul substance. So that's what's going on. Okay, let's look at, let me put another layer in here, and let's look at his political future. Knight of Swords reversed. In this deck, it's the Game Master. And Wealth reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so let's look at this upright. So you can get this image. So Knight of Swords knows what he wants, and he goes after it. And, works with all his powers of thoughts, words, communication to get it. But coming through reversed, he's not going anywhere. The Knight of Swords reversed is no direction, directionless, and being in self-doubt. But it's also a card of being very, very unpredictable and willing to break the rules, kind of like inner violence on the inner levels. So he's just... But I think the key thing we can come away with here is that he's in his future. He's not going anywhere. Directionless, I think, is the main way to look at that. And with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, we can see why. Because he's not going to have the funding and support in the future. So he's not going anywhere in 2022, I don't think. I don't... if he's up, I think he's up in 2022. But this Ten of Pentacles reversed is all about financial failure. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and look at one more for his future. Yeah, Four of Swords. He's just going to have to give up and lay down. It's not going to work for him. Okay, cool. Good enough there. Let's use a Kipper. And let's see. So I'm going to use this little... if I can pronounce it right, it's something like... if I can remember Lulu, her voice in the tape she sent me, or the audio recording she sent me, is like fun, no, fun I think, or fun discicle. It means end of the century. But obviously I suck at French. Except for counting. I can do the first 5. Anyway. Okay. So, or bonjour, we can all do that. Let me focus in now. Let's get out of that realm and focus into Joe Manchin. And I want to know, we all want to know, has he been paid off somehow? Is he bought and paid for? What is going on with this hidden agenda that he has? To, or is he really just a Republican in drag as a Democrat? Is that what's really going on? What is really going on there? Let's look at the basis. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I don't know who that is. Okay, so obviously, well, I might reshuffle and ask another question, but let's see. So this is what's really going on inside of him and his, so we're looking into his past, financial past. We can see he's been gifted by successful people. He has a relationship here with the Lovers hanging over the gift card. The Lovers, it doesn't have to be a love relationship, but it's definitely a successful relationship where there's loyalty. So he's loyal to whoever has gifted him, and he's trying to return, the favor. And whoever these people are, they're still watching him. They're watching this would probably be people right there in his hometown of West Virginia. I think it's West Virginia. That's in a part of his like intimate space. But this could also be a family member. Now I know nothing about his family, and it makes me wonder if he has family who actually works for him or as a part of his team because of these two cards. This is the work card. And if that's the case, the way these are touching, it could be that they're gifted as well. This has to do with, if it's just him and it's not his family, it has to do with people who he is intimately connected with, gifting him so that he'll do the work for them. And they have this expectation of him. They're watching him to make sure he does what they want. But with this message of concern card here, he's going to be disappointed. And this is a card of crisis. It's also it's my card of psychological disorders. So this could be saying he's kind of crazy with the people and the gifts that he's been given. But they're watching him. And he's expected to do something for more support, more financial support. This is often a card of visitors. So again, it's touching his intimate space, his family, his home. So it might be, the information might be out there as to who he's intimately connected with, and then we'll know that they are the ones funding. That's interesting. So here we have a supportive man. So here's a clue. It could be a supportive man that works with him. This official person here could be somebody in the military. Definitely somebody who's into rules and regulations, and he's obliged to try and be responsible. And I think he's working for him. That's really interesting. This is a political card. And they're doing it because that's who this supportive guy is. And he's doing it because, this could be more than one person though too. It could be he or they are doing, gifting because they're trying to hold on to the order that they've had in the past. So this tells me he's like this undercover Republican. And whoever these people or this man is, they could have control over factories in West Virginia and manufacturing, that type of thing. Manufacturing and factories. It has to be his wife. So we need to do, unless he's not married, if it's not his wife, this would be his main squeeze, and we'd have to do some research to figure out who she is. I know nothing about this guy's personal life. I knew nothing about him before he started opening his mouth and saying stupid things and refusing to get on board with voting rights and stopping the filibuster. This guy has put a major monkey wrench into the system, for recovery, for the Democratic Party. So that's the basis. There's money involved and power, and I definitely would say, in summary, he is an undercover Republican. So let's look at his future with Kipper. see where is he headed? Success or failure? I mean, sure looked like it with the tarot, but let's double check with the Kipper and see. How's it going to go for him? What's his future? What is his political future? Joe Manchin. And then next I'm going to read on Kirsten Cinema. She's a problem as well. Okay, but Joe Manchin's future. Let's keep going. Okay, probably gonna have to layer some over because this isn't that clear. Maybe it's, this happened to me in that situation with Derek Chauvin, where the first reading, proved that things were still too up in the air because there was so much free will that had to show up, or free will had to step in with all these different parties. And then the testimony started coming out. People who were, people were subpoenaed and showed up on their own as well. And then it shifted everything. And then I clearly got the truth that he was definitely going to prison. And I also got that he's going to die in prison. So anyway, okay, Joe Manchin. Yeah, there's some, I think he is married. Now I'm really curious. I think he is married, and it's tied to his, she has helped him amass some fortune. Because this card is all about happiness and wealth, and so in his future, he's going to do everything he can to stay tied, to that happiness. Now, this is him. He showed up here. He's the main figure. And it knights up here to the great fortune, but then he's always thinking about it over here. So he'll hook up with anybody he can to get the money he wants. The mature woman is not his wife or main squeeze, because that's not how the Kipper works, but this would be a supportive wealthy woman and a supportive younger woman. But if he has children and he has a daughter, this could be his daughter as well. But poverty is hanging over these people. So this wealth is canceled out for both of these people and for him. These three cards around. And it even affects this great fortune. This poverty card here affects all of these cards because it touches this, each one of these cards. And this is his future. So this is like having a really hard time making ends meet. And then this is really interesting to have adjudication come in here. So this tells me, this could be showing us the past. This could be telling me that this past woman, or this supportive feminine, women, it doesn't have to be one person. It can just be that energy and consciousness of an older, but he's older as well. Older, confidential type of a person who helps him grow. But then there's also the same thing going on with a younger person in his life. So this tells me that these people wanted to amass fortune because maybe it's under the guise of helping people in West Virginia who are poor. Because this kind of energy here gives me, these two cards here, gives me the feeling of a foundation that tries to help others, but it's, there's something's not right. But it could be that everything's okay, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. But these two cards, see, because this poverty card mirrors the adjudication card here, so this tells me that there's an investigation into some aspect of poverty in his state, where people can't make ends meet and other people are wealthy. There's an investigation, and that's the soul journey that he's on. He's just headed in that direction of, just trying to stay in there to get the money. He's just another hoe bag, you guys. Just like Trump. It's just the transactional, just like Trump and Melania, where they'll do anything for money. And that's the focus, that's the direction that they go in. And they will, this doesn't have to be about marriage. Marriages can be just anybody you'll get in bed with and partner with. This is a partnership card. And they will partner with all of these wealthy people, especially women, under the guise of poverty, helping the poor people. So I wonder if he's on some type of, if he's like a chair member on some foundation. Like, there are all these things I have to check into about his money. Because in his future, he will come under scrutiny, at least by his community. If it's not going before a judge, definitely his community is going to be looking at him, and then he's going to really be thinking about it a lot. Then he's going to be thinking about, make some room here, thinking about what's he going to do. So we're getting a storyline here. What's the dude gonna do? Or actually, we can see what he's gonna do. He's gonna do everything he can to get the money. What will be the result? If he's up in 2022, how's that look for him? I think he is. Pretty sure he is. How will the midterms go for Mr. Manchin? Well, this is the 2-year card, so we're there. We're in that 2 years. Yeah, it's not going to go well for him. That could be the vote. That's his family and his personal, safety, security. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. He's in despair about, money that could come into him. This is the worst card in the entire deck. Besides the imprisonment card. But then again, sometimes the imprisonment card you can turn around because it can be your own self-created prison. All you have to do is change your belief system and shift everything. You can flip it on its head. But because, as we believe, so we create. But he's dependent upon other people's donations. And this card is, it's my worry and stress card. It's my, 9 of Swords in the tarot. It's serious problems, nightmares, sleepless nights. At the very least, it's not adversity is just, there constantly. It's also a card of self-destruction. So the self-destruction would be because of the gifts he thought he was going to get, the payouts he thought he was going to get, the business contracts he thought he was going to get, money here, partnership here, the people who, give him the money. I don't think he's going to do well. Oh, and there's the health again. Yeah, maybe his losing is going to affect his health. But I don't see him winning. No, it's definitely change. He's going. Let's see, where's he going? Well, maybe he's just going to be staying home because it's right here. You know what I mean? Even though direction-wise, let's see. Oh. Well, he has his hopes and his dreams, but the change could lead him to maybe foreign money, although we didn't see that in the past. Yeah, maybe foreign meetings for money. Wow. Okay, well, but anyway, I think the good news here, the takeaway here, is that I do not see this man being reelected. And health problems are sure to come. If we want to just hold on to the major two, you know, the takeaway here, besides all the story, here's what we get. Despair and bad health. And that came through, remember we had the Four of Swords, looking at his political future with the tarot, we had the Four of Swords. Four of Swords can be bad health because you're not ambulatory, you're down, you're horizontal. Here, I'll show you. Let's see, let me grab my Rider-Waite deck. The traditional Rider-Waite says it all right here. Dun, 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 dun. All done. So I think that's it. He'll be done. All right. Well, that's all I have for Joe Manchin. Thanks, you guys. Bye.